Okay, good morning. Good morning. Everything went wrong. I started up the live stream this morning and it all went wrong, didn't it? I pressed a couple of buttons, the live started, and then I realized that I did the first picture wrong. I forgot to put in the books for the picture at the beginning of the live stream. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? So today we're going to discuss the usual thing. I've got my usual books, just like you saw in the thingamajig. But yeah, a lot's been going on, and today it's a little bit colder, which is terrible. I mean, today the weather is bad. As you can see, there's no beautiful sun coming through here. Let's hope that the amount of heating that I put in the car is going to be enough to keep me from frostbite. and all that jazz. So earlier I was watching an interesting video from Fran, and yes, I agree. She was saying that there's a lot of toxic and toxicity in the YouTube realm, but I don't know what's going on with all that. What's going on with that? They say there's lots of people coming on putting odd comments and stuff in their live stream and stuff, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate. What I've found though is, as you know, they always have those debates where, who, and all that stuff. Where's the best place to live stream and stuff? I've noticed that there are places on other platforms that don't seem to have as many issues as on YouTube. So I think that some people are opting for different places. I'm fine on YouTube because, again, as I said, when you're running a comedy channel and people show up and do stuff, even if they're drunk or whatever, and they just post random comments, that gives you material to go with. So it's actually kind of hard to do comedy when there's no like activity in the chat. So maybe YouTube needs to figure out a way to send the drunken folks and the disruptors to my channel and take them away from the channels that don't want those people there. So at least I can get some views, and they can get some peace and quiet. Anyway, so we're going to discuss today, is it possible to play the cello in a car when you've got like a steering wheel, like right here, in the way? No, I'm just kidding. What I won't kid about is the cool thing that Eli, the computer guy, is doing. He's created this cool thing called Silicon Dojo, and I've been following him for quite some time, and I'm so glad that it's finally coming to fruition. Because while the politicians spend all their time, bickering about pronouns and how do we make the healthcare whatever system better, and how do we make education better, he's actually doing it. I remind people that I had two really cool businesses back in the day when I was young, and I wanted to make it, something fun happen in my life. I had Marvimation and Meow Meow, and I was trying to make things that were going to be cool for the world, and I failed because I couldn't figure out how to get the funding and stuff like that. But he found ways to get this up and running, and so if you guys want to go over there to his channel and support that, that'd be great. That'd make my day too. Again, I try to do things, hopefully, here on this channel that are useful for people and stuff. And so when I see somebody who's really doing it, because the other people are talking about doing it. They're talking about doing it. I think if we did this, that would be cool. And all that talk and all that rambling and all that going to court and blah, 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 and causing, creating new laws and blah, 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 blah. And it's all a distraction because it doesn't actually do anything good. You could just go out and create your own Silicon Dojo or something like that. Anyway, that was my morning rant. I'm gonna and the reason why I'm ranting as well is that because of that kind of like messed him around a little bit. So he's not going to be doing videos for a little while, and but at least we should be able to see him on his other channel. He said he might still post to the I don't want to say it wrong, ECTG experiments or something like that. Anyway, it's on my wall. I did a couple of posts to recommend his stuff. And so you guys can go take a look at that. Anyway, we're gonna jump into. Let's see if you can play. First of all, I can't play this thing anyway. I'm a noob. Plus, it's a really awkward position, and so it shouldn't be played like this ever. So don't try this, kids at home. You might get yourself hurt. But this is also a fun time to just to do. I was trying my really best to convince either PewDiePie or Davey 504 to accept the challenge, but you know they're busy. They're busy with all the haters on their channels and stuff, so they don't got time for 2 minutes. They probably already know how to play this thing, but anyway, I'm trying to do, and I couldn't find it, and you know I can't really read music anymore. I used to know how to read music for the classical guitar. Now the only thing that I know how to read is like tabs and stuff. I don't think there's any tabs for the cello on Popeye the Sailor Man. So I'm just here messing around as one would with a cello, and I'm holding the bow like this. This is how I'm holding the bow. So this is kind of interesting and awkward at the same time. And I don't actually fully remember the notes because I'm a total noob on the cello. So I'm gonna try to do this thing and see if Davey 504 or PewDiePie can play this on their bass. I mean, this is awkward, guys. This is awkward, guys. So let's see what we can do here. I was practicing just a couple of minutes at home, but you know it's complicated. You know, I have these things because this is not my cello. This is my daughter's rent a cello, so technically it's not our cello anyway. So, oh God, it's kind of hard to get around here. There's not much space in the car. I'm running out of space already. Let's see. Try this again. It's a cool. I just saw one of my buddies here. I think it's Travis or whatever. He's a cool dude. He's out. He's out there. He's getting ready to fish. He's getting ready to fish the fish. It's pretty cool. Here we go. Let's see. Wow, this is hard. I never thought I'd ever have to try to do something like this. It's hard because I can't really reach. I can't reach. It's hard to hold the thing, hold that thing. I've got bits and pieces in the way. Could it be any more awkward? But at least I can blame it on stuff and not just my poor skillmanship in the music field. Oh God, that's terrible. Try it one more time. Can't even tell it's Popeye the Sailor Man. Let's see. Oh God, how am I gonna get that note over here? No, that's bad. Oh man, this is really tough. Not only that, I can't remember the stuff that I'm trying to do here, so it's like, this is unbelievable. Oh man, I can't believe this is happening. I have no way to hold the cello in place, so I'm relying on my big thumb, to keep it up and running. It's like, oh my gosh. How do you do stuff? Oh, that was nice. I love that sound that came out right there. That was beautiful. I don't know. I don't think it's possible. I'm gonna have to practice this a few times, and then I'll come back and I'll play. But you guys kind of get it, right? The first part was kind of right in a way. Anyway, I think that's the best that we can do today. We'll practice it and see if we can improve on that, if I can remember more notes and stuff. But yeah, that's a good way to start the day with the beautiful instrument and butchering some amazing music. Obviously, PewDiePie or Davey554 will never see this video because the algorithm is busy sending them haters, drunkens, and stuff that are gonna butcher and hate on his channels, on their channels. But if we could at least get some kind of message over to PewDiePie, then maybe he could do he could get in contact with Davey, because they've already done a collaboration. So that'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Anyway, today I can't stay for long. I'm gonna do, I think, one of these projects. We'll only be able to do like one of these projects and maybe a couple of pages of this because I've got chores. And when the boss lady goes, you got to do things, then you got to go do things. And so I'm gonna be on chore duty. It's the value. It's the value of living. Oh, goodness gracious. Love how all the comments are popping up. Again, if you are a drunken, disruptive human being and you want to come over here on this channel to drop a couple of comments, that would be cool. That'd be cool because that would actually be useful for the channel. The channel gets like no viewership at all. There's one amazing person on here right now. Let's see if we can make it two. Playing Popeye the Sailor Man with a cello in the car with a steering wheel in the way is not enough to get people to show up on this channel. It's what you need to do is go out and create violence and disrupt people. You know, like if I was to go and make a YouTube channel about sneaking behind bushes and then tripping people over, that would get like millions of views. Or you know, like pushing over grandmothers or something like that. That would get like trillions of views. Or let's see, I don't know. I don't want to give people bad ideas anymore. But anyway, yeah. That's how to get the views. That's how to get the views on YouTube. I guess that's why a lot of people are moving away from YouTube to other platforms. But if you do that and you say that and you express which other platforms are better than YouTube for live streams, then YouTube and a bunch of other big platforms just destroy those platforms. And then you're stuck. You're stuck here. Well, let's face it, all the money is on YouTube. Because if you get like, you know, thousands of subscribers and stuff on other platforms, the let's see, the RC enthusiasts and stuff like that don't send you products. It doesn't matter, right? The reason why everybody's still on YouTube today is because YouTube is where it's at. Like if you want sponsors and you want to make the big bucks, that's where you get the money. And that's why some people stay here and don't move on to the other things. So the question is going to be like, with all this vertical video stuff, all this nonsense about the vertical video, it's a fad anyway. With all this vertical video stuff, and the people are like, oh, they're worried so much. Oh no, there's two things. One is, oh no, this is the latest and greatest is, oh, don't go on TikTok because what if they spy on me? Well, they spy on you on TikTok, but they spy on you more on YouTube. So that's just another like, that's another one of those assaults right now that is being done to take down the other platforms. Don't move over to TikTok because the live streams are better and you don't get as many like disruptive people and drunkards and stuff getting on your thing. It's just another like, you know, like another smoke screen to stop people from going to platforms that actually value their customers. I mean, content creators. Anyway, so there's that thing, and then there's the other thing. Oh no, be wary that the vertical video is gonna kill long form videos and stuff and all that jazz. And that's another fad and things. that's not a big deal either, because the problem that we're running into right now, the problem that we're running into isn't so much, do we care about short form videos and stuff and the vertical video destroying long form video? What it is all this nonsense that's going on with the, like outrage and stuff, putting off the long form video creators from making content. That is the thing that people need to worry about, because if you piss off enough of those long stream or long form content creators, and you don't value them, what they're going to do is they're going to quit, and they're going to say, well, you know what, it's so much easier to make short videos. We're just going to do those because we don't have to do like a bunch of editing, and we don't have to do this and that and the other. And then overall, the content that is going to be created going forward, like it's fun to watch like someone like Ken Heron's full content, or it's fun to watch Fran do one of her things, or it's fun to watch 3D printing nerd and stuff that do all that stuff. But what if they just say, well, there's no point in doing this stuff because everybody's watching the short form stuff or the vertical video, and I'm done. And then they just move on, and they're like, I'll just go do something else somewhere else. Or, like Joe Rogan jumped over to the podcasts. And so there you might still find some of his stuff on YouTube, but it's not the same. And I don't think people follow him as much as they used to, unless they really get into the pot. Like, for instance, I used to watch his shows all the time, but now that he moved over to podcasts, I don't know what the latest and greatest is on the Joe Rogan show anymore, because like for me, the platform to be is YouTube. And I'll watch a bunch of other like small like short videos, but most of my like long form stuff I still watch on YouTube, because I make videos here, and most of the awesome content creators that I follow are here. So if they were to all like give up and go like, well, we're not making content for YouTube anymore and move somewhere else, then I would probably, I don't know. I mean, if it's short form video stuff, it's fun for a couple of seconds, but it's not as engaging. Like, I love getting on to YouTube and watching a full episode of Brian Phillips RC, or like all the Captain Drone, or I'll watch Original Dobo. There's Authentic. There's like so many, Joshua Bartle, and the list goes on and on and on. I like that kind of formats of stuff. I will also watch short form stuff for music and stuff on YouTube. But again, the factors is the worry that I have is with people like Eli the Computer Guy. They're just like, you know what, I don't know if I just want to keep making content on YouTube if the thing doesn't just stop being so toxic. So the thing to ponder is, are the long form creators feeling like they want to give up? And I think that some of them maybe are. For me, it's fine. Like, I've got nothing better to do. I'm like Franco. I'm like Franco. Arnold Schwarzenegger's best friend. I just got nothing better to do, so I'm gonna make these videos. But the other people, I don't know. Anyway, my little rant there made it so that the last person that was actually watching ran for the hills. So now there's nobody watching. So that's why I do quad lives, so that I get more people to show up. And again, if you're a drunk and you want to show up and leave a comment and watch, and you're a hater or something, you can come over here and watch. I welcome everybody. It is not a problem for me. So if you want to stop annoying the other people who don't want to see you, you can come here. It's a safe space. Hater, lover, whatever. Everybody wants to come. But this is the problem with YouTube, you see. YouTube doesn't show me anything. I'm telling people, please come entertain me with your ridiculous comments or disruptive comments, and nobody shows up. And they go to the people who don't want them. You see, there's the problem right there. Anyway, that's the problem with, that's why YouTube doesn't work anymore. It is because it triggers people. The people who want stuff don't get it, and the people who don't want stuff keep getting it. Anyway, I've been ranting about this for years, but nobody listens to me. Anyway, bug bots. I promised you guys that we're going to do bug bots. I don't know what time it is. I've been ranting around 20 minutes. I probably got about another 20 minutes to do this, so I'm just going to get into it. Excuse my burps. And there we go. Bug bots. These amazing creatures seem to come alive in bright light. They move without being pushed, and they don't even need batteries. But they are not alive. Each one is powered by a solar cell which converts light energy into electrical energy, and the electrical energy powers a motor hidden on the bug underside, which makes it vibrate and bounce. Cool. I bet you guys are ready to make your own bug bots. The bugs will react to sunlight or strong halogen bulbs, but there is not enough energy in LED light to make them move. So that's one of the issues with LEDs. Everybody's jumping over to LEDs. If you're going to do your solar powered projects in your house, LEDs don't power them. They don't have enough emission to do that. They will, however, make you look like you have receding hair. So if you don't like to look at yourself in the mirror and worry every day about your hair loss, LEDs are not good for that because they really shine. Really, there's something about that. Like halogens are like nice to your receding hair, but LEDs not so much. Not so much. So that is something for you guys, the ones who are extra in love with themselves and stuff. It is not flattering to be under an LED light. It's just not. It does not do good for you. Anyway, in bright light, the solar cell powers the motor, causing the bug to vibrate and move. You can decorate the bug legs with beads or plastic coating from wires. Okay, so in a second, I'm going to talk about how to make a bug bot. But before I do that, I'm going to interrupt these messages to let you guys know that it would seem, because yesterday I received a box, and in that box, there's a potential for there to be AeroScout batteries. So Spectrum from AeroScout from eBay may have sent me, we'll do an unboxing so you guys get to see if it's true or not, may have sent me an amazing new battery. And that'll be cool because I would like to try that on the Arma, so we can see if it runs better, worse, or absolutely the same with a LiPo battery. So that'd be cool to see. Of course, I'm the only person excited about it. Are you excited about it? Do you feel like you got the jiggles in your pants and you want to go up and down, and the ants are annoying, so you want to, run around and stomp and stuff and jump? Was it? Drop? No, it's not drop, stomp, and roll. I'm thinking about stomping because we're going to read this in a minute. That's what it is. Oh, something about there not being sun is starting to knock me out here. How to make a bug bot. For this project, you need a solar cell and vibrating motor. There are various kinds of these motors. Look for a coin or pancake one and make sure it has 2 leads, not 3. Okay, cool. Avoid any labeled in a linear resonance activator, as they will not work in this build. That's one of the things with Horizon Hobby. They tend to have or Arma. They have all these triple leads for things, and most of the equipment that is simple to use tends to have 2, like the red and the black, one for positive and one for negative. And some of the other systems have 3, which could be annoying. Anyway, for this project, it says about 15 minutes are going to be required. Be aware, requires soldering and hot glue gun. So these are things that can get warm and stuff and burn your skin. So let's be careful, children and adults who tend to cause issues like... I have to be worried about these things, and Electroboom has to be worried about these things, because when we do our projects and we learn from Skillshare, things can go wrong. Sparks can happen. things can blow up, fire can start and stuff. So what you need from the toolbox are going to be wire cutters, soldering iron, and solders, pliers, hot glue. You're going to need one mini 3-volt solar cell. You're going to need 3 large paper clips and 2 small paper clips. And they look like they're copper, these paper clips. I don't know if that matters or not. Usually they're sort of like silverish or chrome looking with the light bouncing off of them. These ones look like they are more like brass-ish looking or copper. So I don't know. 3-volt coin is going to be, or pancake vibrator motor. You're going to be, calm down, calm down. It's early in the morning. You're going to need a vibrator motor. Small silver beads. You're going to need 2 of those. You're going to need red stranded wire. It says 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters. Ooh, what else is there? There's the motor wires are usually very thin, so be careful not to snip them as you are stripping them. Number 1, strip the motor wires. If your motor has a self-adhesive pad, use it to stick the motor to the middle of the solar cell underside. Otherwise, use a little hot glue. Make sure the solar, you're doing that to the below bit, because if you do it to the top bit, then you may get in the way of bits where you can solder things to or indications. But most importantly, if you do it wrong and you do the adhesive on the side that needs to see the sun, that won't be good. So just so you guys know, this is the side that sees the sun, that needs to see the sun, and the other side is the other side. So let me just show you some of the pictures here in the book, and we will continue reading from this page. As you can see, this is not going to be one of the harder exercises. It's going to be one of the easier ones. There we have it. If your motor's wires can reach the solar panel's terminals, skip the step. If not, cut and strip 2 short-stranded wires, just long enough to reach from the ends of the motor wires to the terminals of the solar cell. To bridge the gap, use the short wires and solder to connect each motor wire to a terminal of the solar cell. It doesn't matter which one goes where if your solar cell has long wires. Just solder those to the motor wires. Cool. Dang, 1 million subscribers just happened in that short second. They were just captivated, flabbergasted by the amazing thing that I'm reading here. And so all of a sudden, oh, look at the viewers. I can see you. I can see you all the way from TikTok. 100 viewers right now. That's amazing. Using the pliers, unfold 3 paper clips, then trim ends. Bend them into U shapes so each one looks like a pair of insect legs. Use the pliers to bend the ends of the wires to create little feet. Use the wire cutters to trim either the front, back. Wait, did I just? Yeah, I just skipped a bit. I was so amazed by the amount of subscribers that just happened right now and the amazing followers that just showed up on to watch that I was like, bam, dude, it's amazing. And so because of that, then I lost my train of thought. So we have to go back and reread this bit. It says, use the hot glue gun to attach each pair of legs to the underside of the solar cell. Make sure the legs don't touch the exposed parts of the wires to avoid causing a short circuit. It's important. We talked about this in a previous live stream. We do not want to short things out because 1, that damages equipment, and 2, it makes it hard to understand what's going on later on. If you have 2 of those round bits and the solder goes across 2 bits, or you're using metal wires or clips or whatever it is, and they go across 2 bits that are not supposed to touch, it's a disaster later to try to troubleshoot the issues. So anyway, use the wire cutters to trim either the front or the back set of the BugBot's legs so that they are slightly shorter than the rest. So you want them to be a little bit shorter than the rest. This will angle the solar cell and may help it to collect more light. Cool. Your BugBot will need to be exposed to plenty of bright light to work. Fun. It says, if you like, you can make eyes and antennas using smaller paper clips and beads, but don't add too many things or your BugBot will be very heavy for the motor to move. So as we do, and we always talk about these on projects, especially on projects that fly, you can get away with heavier robots on the ground so long as they have big motors to power them. But, you know, whenever you're building something that's going to fly, you got to watch that weight. You got to watch that weight because you wouldn't want things to become tumble ready. Remember when we had the Avatar kerfuffle? Yeah, if the thing hadn't been so heavy, it probably wouldn't have tumbled, and a bunch of other scenarios. Oh, there's a cute puppy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is just so adorable. Anyway, there's a chance that we may get Wilbur back. We may be getting my favorite puppy to show up and be on our live streams in the mornings maybe. It'll be fun. I will have a bundle of love here in the car with me, and that'll be cool. So that may be coming up soon in a wild, conniving son of a gunny Pesky Mark Reviews channel. So stay tuned for that. Puppies and love. To make it move, take your BugBot outside. If it is very sunny, or place it underneath a halogen lamp, it will work best on smooth, flat surfaces. Cool. The vibrating bug will glide across the surface. Again, this might require a lot of finessing to make sure that the legs are roughly all the same size. If they are not, that may create a lot of wobble. And we all know about the wobble from the Avatar kerfuffle that's been going around the internet. Anyway, how it works. The BugBot is a simple circuit. The solar panel provides electrons that are used to power the vibrator motor, which makes the BugBot move. The solar panel is made up of two layers, the N-type and the P-type, which are separated by a barrier called the depletion zone. Interesting. When bright light shines on the solar panel, electrons are dislodged from their atoms in the depletion zone. N-type layer, depletion zone. P-type layer, I guess, is the other thing. Then there's electrons. I'll show you the picture in a minute. After making their way through the circuit, the electrons will return the P-type layer. Okay, interesting. They will return the P-type layer. Good for them. Awesome. The electrons are pushed up through the N-type layer and into the circuit. This is the electric current that powers the BugBot. Oh, some of that sun is coming. Some of that sun is coming. Thank goodness. I was starting to lose a couple of toes here. Inside the motor is an unevenly distributed weight. When electrons flow into the motor, the uneven weight spins. Its unevenness causes the motor to vibrate. Cool. Uneven weight, it's going to show you what that is. And then the motor casting. Casing. I don't know why I think it was casting in a different thing. But anyway, we are not casting any more new actors in this show today. So if you want a Belinda Award, you'll have to come tomorrow for the next one. Gosh. The vibration makes the whole BugBot shake, and it does. It lifts the surface and lands again many times each second. So the BugBot bounces along the surface in tiny hops. That is how this thing works. In the real world inventions, can be found in things like smartphones. Although we all know they're not that smart, because when you turn the heating on, they overheat, or you stay in the sun and then you lose vision when you're trying to fly your drones. So I'm not sure how intelligent those things are, but they've gotten more intelligent than they used to be, because they used to be really, really not that intelligent. And now you can do all kinds of things with them. Anyway, there is a vibrator or a vibration motor inside every smartphone. In most smartphones, it is the only moving part. When a call comes in, the motor activates, whirring and making the whole phone vibrate. This is particularly useful when the phone's ringer is turned to silent. But we all know how the vibration on the phones gets used realistically. And it's not for that. Well, of course, it's to stop it from being too loud. You put it on silent mode and vibration so that you don't alert everybody or annoy everybody in the movie theater. That's why. Anywho, so the next thing that we're going to be creating is an electromagnetic crane, but that's going to happen tomorrow. As I said before, today I've got to go to a bunch of places, so I am not allowed to do a very long live stream today. So we will read a couple of pages of this because I promised you. So we have to try to keep this under 40 minutes in order for me to move and go to 2 different places. I have to go to Starbucks. Starbucks is not some place that I would ever want to go because I'm not a coffee fan. I like tea. But when the boss lady says go do something, you got to do something. So differences between 12 San 6. We talked about this, and the San 6 have nothing to do with the number 6. Again, if anybody from any other platform, it could be Reddit, it could be Words. What's the other one? No, it's not Crosspost. It's WordPress or something. Any experts column. You can't be on Examiner.com. That's gone. Unfortunately. That was a good platform. Anywho, 6. If anybody wants to jump in and create a video clip of how to say the things that I'm saying and butchering in this video, please do that and then link it up to this video. Oh, look, I started to talk about something else and we lost a viewer. We lost the one viewer that we had. They were so bored. That by technology. They were so outraged by technology that they had to leave. It's okay. You'll be back. And if you are, you'll always be welcome. The door's open for everybody. Anywho, Aomei Wing Chun's 12 ways to initialize an attack. 12 San 6. Yen Kai-san believed in that there were 12 primary ways to launch either an attack or a defense. These were called the 12 San 6. Each also emphasized sticky hands applications. Yen Kai-san's system is suitable for fighting at all ranges. It is a multifaceted multifaceted word probably works for this system that works for pretty much against any kind of system. So that's the point here. The Yen Kai-san system is suitable for fighting at all ranges. There are different techniques to deal with opponents fighting in the long range, mid-range, short range, and close range. First, the white crane searching for the wolf kick and arrow step punch deals with fighting in the long range. Second, the triangle simultaneous block and counter punch deals with fighting in the mid-range. Third, trapping techniques such as the in and outside attachment and double curtain deal with the short range. Finally, sticking techniques such as the in and outside attachment and interchange, 360-degree lap sow, and reverse grappling and anti-grappling deal with those close range. So I'm going to show you guys the page just in case you want to help. I know you won't. I know you won't. But what can I do? I can still ask, right? Doesn't hurt to ask. There are also techniques that allow a practitioner to switch ranges quickly. This is because one single Aomei Wing Chun technique can be applied in multiple ways in multiple situations. For example, the same technique can be used in a square-off stance or a lead-off stance, as well as be used to strike at all ranges. Later, The same technique can be used while grappling in a frontal or a lateral position. Many of those techniques are critical foundations from the wooden dummy form. So if you're going to learn this thing, you probably want to get yourself a wooden dummy. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to do some of these things. One such technique is white crane searching for the wolf. The movement might seem like it is just a fox sow combined with a leg sweep, but the simultaneous execution of the fox sow, and don't be alarmed, it's not a bad word. Look, I will prove it to you. The fox sow is not a bad word. And the leg sweep, together turning sparring or wooden dummy training, creates a total different result than executing a fox sow and leg sweep separately. This is because there is a different purpose for executing the techniques simultaneously as opposed to individually. The sum is greater than the parts. Meanwhile, chasing shadow is a technique that allows a practitioner to quickly shift from a high position to a low position as one moves in an upward to a downward movement and switch from the inside parameter to the outside parameter. This is also done in one simultaneous, humanity kicked in there. This is all done in one simultaneous fluid motion so that the practitioner can dodge and counter attack at the same time. Again, one of the best things about learning this style is the idea that you are making limited moves, not telegraphing, and while you attack, your attack is also a defense, and therefore you're doing two things at once without really doing two things at once. It's more like strategy. Like when you're playing chess, there are moves that you can take on the chessboard, which allow you to attack while defending. In one way, you are cementing or you're enforcing a specific position on the board, and at the same time, you are attacking your opponent. So while you are putting them on the defensive, you are also moving forward, gaining territory, and pushing them into a corner where they are then eventually going to have to give up because it is checkmate. So that is the idea here with the philosophy of Yen Kai-san's Wing Chun and Grandmaster Tom Wong's teachings. That is the idea. Can people actually apply it in real life? That's a whole different story. That's a whole different story there. But that is the intention. And if you get to a very, very high level of skill, then you can do that. Can I do that? No. That's why I can prove among... I know it's a bold statement, and I say that I was and am Grandmaster Tom Wong's worst student. I can claim it because it's true. Anyway, during a Hong Kong TV interview, Leung Zhen's descendant Feng Zhen explained that Leung Zhen went back to his hometown, Culo. And if you're an Italian, watch out, because that's not really a bad word. Right there. Anyway, during his final years, to look for a successor to his kung fu. So let's reread this bit because it was probably confusing. During a Hong Kong TV interview, Leung Zhen's descendant Feng Zhen explained that Leung Zhen went back to his hometown Culo during his final years to look for a successor to his kung fu. This was because Leung Zhen's two sons were not interested in kung fu. And this happens to a lot of great grandmasters, is their kin couldn't care two craps about learning their style of kung fu or karate or whatever it is. They're just not interested. Why? I have no idea. For instance, I was always interested in my father's profession and the things that he did. Although I kind of wanted to get into his profession. Maybe he realized that I wasn't going to be good at it anyway. So he wanted me to pursue other things. And, well, it turned out pretty bad because it probably could have used that advantage and worked well in that industry, maybe more than the industry that I chose. Maybe, I don't know. Because his industry was all about the face. It was all about the face. You show up with your face. You got interpersonal skills and stuff like that. And back in the day, maybe I didn't have any of those. So it would have backfired. But maybe it still would have been better to be working and doing things for big pharma, because that's still popular these days. That still makes trillions of dollars and stuff. Anyway, before Leung Jen passed away, he handed down the 12 short forms and the Silim Tao. Silim Tao, I don't know. You guys can help me in the comments, but you won't, will you? Long form to his chosen students. Each short form including the opening and ending sequences, combinations of attacks and defenses in different directions, and transitions techniques. Awesome. Big differences between the Silim Tao form. I guess this is what we're going to go into right now, is we're going to figure out what the big differences between the Silim Tao forms are. So in the Omei Wing Chun Silim Tao form, our first form is Silim Tao. Helps students learn proper elbow placement, center of body. So your center of gravity, where is it? To avoid you falling over, how to position yourself in the pigeon toe stance and all that good stuff. Should you be moving around and wiggling around like a wiggle worm? I don't know. Maybe in some cases it works and sometimes it doesn't. But you got to make sure you got the right stance in order for this whole thing to work. Can you push off the rear leg into a punch, into a kick, or whatever it is? But most of the time, until you get into the advanced classes, you don't do a whole lot of kicking. And why? Because it's distracting, right? If you can't even master one thing, one of the issues with me is I'm a master of all trades, jack of all trades, but a jack of all trades, but master of none. So that's what Grandmaster Tom Wong wants to stop you from doing. He wants you to master one skill well, so you can move on to the next skill, and so on and so forth. So you've built a proper foundation. He doesn't want you to jump back and forwards and learn all kinds of different things and not be able to master any of them. But that's it's just one of the things that happens these days. So anyway, number 2 is increase flexibility and strength by twisting the wrist and forearms at extreme angles and isolate muscle responses. Students can watch Grandmaster Sum Nung demonstration, the Silim Tao form, on YouTube. And again, have you guys seen this amazing YouTube channel? No, you haven't. You've seen the latest gaffes of all of the politicians. You've seen those. You have. I promise you have. You've seen all the gaffes from the top politicians. You've seen all the ways of creating bombs. You've seen all the video games where people's eyeballs pop out of their sockets. Things explode. People play the cello with barbed wire. You've seen all that stuff. But have you seen the Silim Tao form on Grandmaster Tom Wong's YouTube channel? No. That's not interesting. Apparently it's not interesting. I mean, it's interesting to me. I've seen it. Have you? No. Okay, so the execution is continuous and the elbow is placed at the center of the body. Through slow isometric motions, the 7 wrist attack is then launched. This is followed by Tan Sao, Bong Zhao, and Lap Sao, where, and no, it's not a kind of music. It's all this kind of cool stuff that is being said here, where the wrists are bent and twisted at extreme angles. Here, I'm going to show you. Again, anybody want to jump in with cool comments and stuff about Mei Wing Chun in this live today? No. Okay, it's cool. I know, I get it, you're shy. You're all watching the video games about people being slaughtered and shot. You're all playing Call of Duty. I know, I can see you. I'm just like Santa. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're playing Quake. He knows if you are bad or good, but I know it's a big mistake. Anyway, you guys are getting cold this year. You guys are getting cold this year because you're not watching Grandmaster Tom Wong here. Oh, anyway, so we're gonna leave you guys with this really, really cool, awesome pictures of Sum Nung and Grandmaster Tom Wong here working on sticky hands. Very cool stuff. And if you guys want to learn about how to do all this cool stuff, you can find Grandmaster Tom Wong or Rodney or somebody out there in Monterey Park. I think that's where they're still doing. They're also doing Zoom. I think they're doing Zoom now as well. So you guys can join in on their amazing tutorials and stuff and learn some proper Wing Chun. Not that stuff where people show up at the MMA tournaments and they haven't done their cardio. They haven't done their cardio. Oh, I can't get enough of that stuff. They haven't done their cardio. And the commentators, they like announce them. They know how to do sticky hands. And they figured out how to do things with blah, 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 and this and that and the other. And they can play the violin while they're attacking their opponents or something ridiculous like that. And then they get on stage. And then they start the fight. And it's Chung Choi. Chung Choi. Oh my God, it's Chung Choi. Chung Choi. And the other guys was watching them, evading them, doing all this, like you do in boxing. And then 30 seconds later, the guy's tired of doing their Chung Choi. They run out of gas. They need to lean on the cage. Like, 1 second, I need a break. And the other guy comes over there and goes, whack. A haymaker on the chin. And the Wing Chun master's like, oh, I'm dazed. I'm dazed. And then they fall to the ground, and then it's just, oh my God. Just stop. Stop doing that. Stop going there. Stop doing that. That must be humiliating. Don't humiliate yourself. That's not Wing Chun. Anyway, that's what the kids like to watch these days on YouTube channel. And you'll watch, like, there's like hundreds of these videos. Wing Chun master versus Jiu-Jitsu. That's usually how it goes. Anyway, before I go, this is the end. I've got to go do chores and stuff. Chores. I'm going to try this one more time. It's so hard. I've got no space. No, I can't do it. It's just, it's a space. Here it is. Anyway, so that was my ending there. It was terrible. You loved it, and now you can go cry in the corner, or you can share it with your friends, and send all the hate. Send all the hate. Again, as I always like to remind you guys, I make these videos for fun. I'm like Franco. I've got nothing better to do. Than to show up here and rant about 3D printing and all the stuff that's going on. If you guys want to go and check out CG Trader, you can. If you want to go check out, there's a button, but only if you watch these videos. If you watch these videos on a PC, you'll be able to see that there's a button up there in the corner. One that says, I'll make a video on this. One that says PayPal, and one that says, whatchamacallit? Patreon. But sadly, nobody gets to see those buttons because nowadays everybody's on the phone. Hey, YouTube algorithm. Maybe self-program yourself to show some of those buttons on the live streams. Anywho. We'll never get PayPal. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. These are some of the things that you can find, especially these two, on CG Trader. The best place to sell your stuff. Get off of that horrible turbo squid. It is lame. And I will see you all. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys.